Yes. Take one. I'm with Pastor Nkole here, and I'm so delighted because he's just fresh from Zambia, all the way from Zambia, and I want to hear from him what he found out. Pastor Nkole, introduce yourself to the people, please.
My name is Pastor Nkole Simon, or Evangelist Nkole Simon Katongo. I was born in Zambia. I grew up in Zambia, and I'm married to Beata, and we've got 2 daughters, Shekinah and Elias, and we are based in Birmingham in the United Kingdom.
Investment. You told me something about what's happening in Zambia, the opportunities, and I'm interested in Zambia because Zambia is in Africa. Zambia is in Africa, and we are looking at African investment and in preparation for the forthcoming conference. What did you see in Zambia that struck you so much?
There's so much happening in Zambia such that in terms of investment, economic growth, and social growth and everything, Zambia is just moving in the right direction. There's so much happening in terms of investments, and there are so many ways that one can invest. I did witness a lot of things happening in Zambia.
Tell me something on the property area, because you mentioned about people building, etc. How is that happening? How is that possible? Because when I lived in Zambia many years ago, building was very, very difficult.
Yeah. I think Zambia now, when you talk of infrastructure and building, people have risen up to the occasion. There is so much construction going on. We go with my family and pastor friends to go and do work in Zambia, spiritual work, preaching and investments. We went in 2011, and this year, 2013, in March, we were in Zambia for a month. The difference that we saw in just 2 years, it's amazing in terms of infrastructure. People are building everywhere you turn. You see new buildings, nice infrastructure, modern infrastructure. It's amazing.
Is it because people now are able to afford?
I think it's a combination of things. Number one, people have realized the importance of construction and infrastructure. Number two, people are able to afford to put up an infrastructure compared to other nations like here in the UK and Zambia. You can afford to put up an infrastructure back home in Zambia, unlike here.
So affordability must be linked, because I mean, in the meetings that we go to here in the UK for investors, they are pointing to Zambia. Zambia is a place where investment grows. In fact, Zambia, they say everything you touch is growing. Is that what's happening to the local people? How are they making money? Because I know the informal sector is also doing good. How are they making the money?
That's very true. In Zambia at the moment, as long as somebody is able to do something in terms of informal business, in the informal sector, just small businesses, people are able to raise funds that you see them put up an infrastructure, put up a house, and begin to rent out.
Some examples is in terms of who are they supplying the services or the goods to in order to raise money? Is it because there is mines happening there? What is it?
I think there are a number of things happening. Number one, like when we talk of mining, especially on the Copper Belt and Northwestern Province, always in particular, there is so much happenings in that part of the country, and also part of Lusaka and other parts of the country. But also even the other businesses are doing well. People will be selling just clothing. They are able to raise funds and also invest into infrastructure. When you go to the Copper Belt, Northwestern, it's another story where mining is booming and people are building, people are doing business by supplying the mines and that kind of a thing. So there's so much happening in every sector in Zambia.
Are they managing to satisfy the market? For example, supplying cement to the builders and other things to the mines and other business. Are they managing to supply to satisfy the demand?
Well, we had an opportunity when we were in Zambia, in Ndola, where we met a managing director of cement company on the Copper Belt. We discovered that they were telling us to say, as a company, the demand was so high compared to the supply. They couldn't meet the demand on the market. So there is so much going on. The mining growing, and the supply is just very, very limited. So you find that there's so much happening, such that the people that are supplying like cement to the mines and the other companies and the individuals, they can't meet the demand.
So in other words, there's opportunity for you to go and dovetail your business, set up something around that and begin to make money. Now, in terms of other services, what sort of opportunities are there from what you heard by local people, or what you might have read in the newspaper? What are other opportunities available there for people?
Yeah, for example, a case study in Solwezi, Lumwana. We met some people that are working with First Quantum. These are people that are very close and working within First Quantum. And First Quantum 2012-2013 report, financial report, First Quantum was ranking 7th in the world.
7th in the world?
7th in the world.
And that company is in
this
Zambia?
Is the company that is operating in Solwezi, in Lumwana. And they are working very hard to put up infrastructure to expand the mining sector in that part of the country. And you find that because of the activities happening in the mining, now they need supply. Some people are just supplying safety boots, others are supplying clothing, others are supplying food, others are supplying manpower, like cleaning facilities and services. So there is so much that are involved, like in working with the mines. So you can do one or two things, maybe supplying stationery to the mining, the business will still boom. People will be supplying food because the population is growing, accommodation. So it's a multifaceted kind of thing, depending on what you want to do.
Yes, people in the diaspora, I think you got opportunities which you need to link up with people that are traveling. You need to link up with people going to conferences. Yourself come to a conference, because some of these things individuals can team up and do it and become suppliers. And some of the stuff, actually being abroad, there's an advantage. How do you think on that aspect?
Yeah, that's very true. For example, I met one gentleman. He worked in a government printing department. After working for many, many years, he realized, looking at the opportunities and the investment happening, for example, in Northwestern, he picked Solwezi, and he began to do site visits, taking pictures, and he has come up with a magazine that is selling worldwide, and is a tour guide, and he has established his own company. He takes people that are visiting around Solwezi and Northwestern, showing them where to find lodges, where to find the market for this and that, and his business is doing fine. So that's just one element where you are there getting pictures of different places, knowing where places are, knowing where people can get transport, and begin to advertise, and is making it. So you find that there's so much happening. It's just getting together, and people in the diaspora beginning to see these opportunities, knowing the right people to work with, networking with others, because in life, if you are not networking, you are not working.
If you're not networking, you're not working. And if you're not investing now, you're not throwing anything in the future.
Definitely.
For you to throw something in the future, you've got to know where to invest. And I think I encourage you to dovetail into the meetings that are happening in the community. Look at the community, what's happening. But I want to point you to the places where you can understand the stocks, you can understand how investment work. Pastor Nkole, tell me about the stocks in Zambia. Is this something people talk about as well?
Definitely. Now, on the shares, on the aspect of shares, I personally am a shareholder in Copperbelt Energy, and the stock market on Zambia is doing fine. You can't go wrong. You can invest on any of the shares in Zambia. The stock market is something that people are talking about, people are doing, and it's doing very, very fine.
Excellent.
The market is doing fine.
Excellent.
In Zambia.
I tell you, this is the time. We can't overemphasize. I'm waiting to see you in one of the forthcoming meetings in Wolverhampton. As the website scroll over the screen, go and Google and type and book Pastor Nkole, thank you very much. What would you tell the people in the diaspora if you just look in the comment?
I want to encourage people in the diaspora, fellow Zambians and Africans, to say time to invest is now. If we want to invest into the future, time is now. There's so many opportunities, so many areas where you can invest. You can invest in infrastructure. You can never go wrong in that area. You can invest in shares. You can invest in different businesses that is happening in Zambia. I am a testimony of what is happening. I went there. I have first-hand information. I saw, I met people, and things that are happening is amazing. If you want to secure your future, Zambia is open. Africa is open. Go ahead and invest. You never go wrong.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Africa is truly ready for business, and Zambia is the starting point. Thank you. Okay.